Yo, 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 what's going on, y'all? It's your boy Kenny Clutch. Welcome to the first episode of the Clutchvision podcast. And I got my guest, the one, the only, Phil Wright in the building, choreographer extraordinaire, motivational speaker, parent jam, you name it, he does it, bringing the positivity to your ears into your life. What's going on? What's going on, Phil?
Yo. Hey, yo, Kenny, man. Thanks for having me, man. This is crazy, man. This is awesome, man. Congratulations on the new podcast, man. I'm happy to be here.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you for coming through, man. This is awesome. You are the first guest on the podcast. And I chose you for a reason, man. We go back a couple years, and just your energy, your level of positivity. You're the first person on the podcast to come in and bless the airways, for the people. And I chose you, because number one, the positivity level that you show, especially on Instagram and all over the internet, is out of this world, especially through the art form of dance. You know what I'm saying? And you're doing something that not a lot of dancers are doing, or really no other dancer that I've seen has done to the level of what you're doing it on. And for the people that don't know you, just give a little background on yourself. Where you from. I know you're a married man now, you know what I'm saying? So we're going to talk about that a little bit.
Right. Well, originated and born and raised from Miami, Florida. I started teaching, I want to say, when I was around like 22 or so. And a little bit before that, I started teaching kids at a local dance studio here and there. I did it for the fun of it. It really wasn't anything that I was pursuing or anything like that. But as I grew older, I started to develop this passion for it. And, through time, it sort of grew on me like, a pet, you know what I mean? So, started to develop some love for the game, and I got into it. And about 7 years ago, I moved to LA, and I'm definitely homegrown. You know what I mean? Like, there isn't any secret paths I took. There wasn't much mentorship ahead of me. That was, there was no one telling me which way to go. You know. And I had to sort of figure it out for myself, and
Right.
which I wouldn't change for anything in the world, because I wouldn't be the person who I am today. And the ambition was sparked a bit because I really didn't have anyone there to tell me what was wrong, what was right or what's wrong. But anyway, fast forwarding everything, I really, really found a passion in dance, and I started to connect with a lot of different people during my journey. One of the first studios that I started teaching at here in LA was Debbie Reynolds Dance Studio.
Nice.
Here on Lancashire, where it was on Lancashire. And then one of the first studios that gave me my first dance permanent slot was IDA out here in Hollywood.
Oh, okay.
And, when I tell you it was 2 people in class for the first year,
Right.
it was 2 people in class, and that tested my patience. That tested if I really wanted to do this or not, because a lot of people think about numbers. People think about more capacity of amount of people coming to class, so those numbers make the teacher look good. And I had to really be patient about the process, and that lesson within itself taught me patience. It taught me resilience. It taught me how to actually be a people person, and sometimes the best, not sometimes, but majority of the time, the best classes are the classes that you have 4 or 5 people in class rather than 500 people in class, you know.
Right.
And
Because you get to like kind of like dig in with them a little bit more, right?
I get a lot of one-on-one time with them. I get their views a little bit more, and they make their point, made more often than you would if you caught them in a class full of 500 people, So, yeah, man. And I started teaching, and I sort of made that my staple, and I just ran with it, man.
Right. Right. Yeah, you really did, man. I think the first time I caught wind of your movement was I think it was a YouTube video that you posted with you and now your wife.
Oh
And
yeah.
which I think that was the one that went viral, right? Which
Oh yeah.
and you proposed to her, you know, in class. Like that was super
Yeah,
dope.
so basically, we had been dating for about 8 years, and it was coming up on our 8-year anniversary. And I kept saying to myself, man, I gotta propose to this girl soon, man.
Yeah, 8 years,
I
bro.
gotta lock her in somehow.
Right.
So I thought about the idea. You know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and just do it, man. So I I told her, hey, look, we're gonna collab on this class, just to get her in, the mode of teaching and all of this stuff. And yeah, man, that's why I decided to go ahead and propose in class. And that video took fire and went viral. And it went crazy and propelled our relationship into the public eye.
That's so awesome, man. So how's it feel being a married man right now?
Oh, beautiful, man. It's amazing, man. I love, you know what? My mom raised me as a single mother, and I never had that mom, dad, environment, you know. And not to take anything away from my mom, because my mom was a superhero. Like, she did everything. And I just wanna create something that I've never experienced before, and that I've actually seen. I've seen that it's possible. So I want to make it possible in my world over here. So, I want to, I'm married now. We talking about, trying to pop some, junior fields in the world,
Yeah, some junior films. Yes, sir. It's a Phil Wright family. Everything Phil Wright.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. That's what's up, man. So let's touch on that a little bit. So like you grew up, without your dad in your life, and your mom raised you as a single woman, which I would think, like you have so much respect for her because it's not easy raising, a black man in America. You know what I'm saying? We hear this all the time, right? And what do you say to the guy that's in your situation? Because now you created something successful for yourself. And normally what we see is a path of the normal path of, the kid that black or white really doesn't really matter or whatever, but that goes down the path of not having a father in their life, and then they end up going down that wrong road. What do you say to that person?
That it's all about mindset. You know, the moment you feel like the world is against you, you lost. You know, and I feel like I never had. See, my mindset was that was the norm for me. You know, and as I grew older, I started to realize, that's not really. Oh, you can't have a mom and a father in the same household. But as I was younger, when I was younger, I didn't know any better. Like, I didn't not know any better, but that wasn't any indifferent for me, you know? So for me, it was more like, okay, the world is mine. I got my mom here. I have my everything here. She has my back no matter what. She's making sure I got food on the table. She's making sure that I got clothes on my back. I'm good. The world is mine. And you know, she was the one that sort of instilled that, you know, the world is made for you and only you, you know. And once I started to have that and staple that on my personality and my skin, the opportunities were endless for me. So,
Wow.
the moment, there are times where I feel like I'm down and I feel like the world is against me, but those times do come and go. They're very temporary, and it does exactly what we enable it to do, is get us down, you know. So, um, mindset is a very, very important variable to the solution for you to succeed in this crazy world, man.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I totally agree. I think that the more, Phil Wrights we have in the world, the more, the people like you see on the internet like now, the Inky Johnsons or the Eric Thomases, like driving home that positivity, because we're all talented, and we all have this a talent and a gift, but not everyone has like, the mindset, like you said. And I think it's important, like what, to reinstill all the time that mindset. Now, you came to teach over here in Jersey, several different times. And the one thing that I notice the most is the positivity that you drive within the class, and in setting the mindset in your classes. How important is that for you to continuously set the mindset, especially like for dancers?
It's vital, and it's actually more important than the dance steps that you teach,
Mhm.
um that goes a long way. And a lot of my following doesn't come from, and I'll be frank with you,
Mhm.
it doesn't come from the magnificent choreography that I present to them.
Right,
It's
right, right,
about the message and the feeling that people walk in with, and the feeling that they walk out with, you know.
right.
So, not to get too preachy or anything like that, but there's a aura that I like to create in the classroom that they will never forget, you know.
Mm.
And that's more powerful than the routine that they learn there, because more than likely they'll learn the routine, they'll love it, they'll go home, they'll re-record it, they'll post it up on their social media, and then it's over. But the
Right.
message that I tell them or relate to them sticks with them forever, you know.
Ever.
So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah, because it's like a word, like words stick with people, like positive or negative. They stick with people. You never really forget what someone says, but you do have control on how it makes you feel and how you receive or experience that type of word, And yeah, I think that's super dope, man. Like, and now what I see you doing is you're taking it a step further, and you're instilling this is an important thing for me and my wife as well too. Like 50% of marriages end up in divorce. And what you've done, and I don't even know if you did it, on purpose or whatever, because it looks so organic, but you created this thing called the Parent Jam. And as a as a as a parent, it not only it instills so much um into what needs to be reiterated in our American culture, period, on how important it is for parent bonding with the children, growing together, father, mother, child, whatever, what I'm saying, like it's so important. Instill that into the family home, and you've reconstructed or are reconstructing that. And I seen you guys were just on Ellen, so congratulations to that.
Man, thank
You
you.
know, so yeah, so talk about so give us the history of the Parent Jam, and then and lead into Ellen. How did that come about?
So about I want to say about 2015, 2014, 2015, I was teaching at IDA, and I typically taught a kid class, and I started to notice that a lot of the parents were actually waiting outside, like a slew of parents just waiting outside for their kids to finish the class. And then, I just thought about the clever idea of incorporating them into the class. So
Right.
that's where the kid dances with the parent, and then we video it and then we post it. You know what I mean? And um, now, by all means, I did not create the kid dancing with the parent, but I did sort of remodel this class genre, if you will, for these Instagram and social media videos. So,
Right.
And I took hold of that and I ran with it. So, and then that's when I called it the Parent Jam, and a lot of people started to love it, and it kind of caught fire. A couple of videos caught fire. I once had like an 87-year-old man. He came with his granddaughter.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was a beautiful thing to see, and I'm dancing to modern day music,
Right.
so
Right.
you put on DJ Khaled to the max, and you see this grandma
Right.
dancing to DJ Khaled to the max. Like,
Getting
it's so
busy.
like it's all so. To fast forward things, basically that caught fire, and I've been doing that for years. And during this process, I was pitching to Ellen, but no one will actually ever get back to me or anything. And we just kept pitching and pitching and pitching. And just as recent, they finally gave us a call and they wanted us on the show. And we were on the show and we had a blast. And it was such an amazing experience, bro.
Wow, bro. That's awesome, man. Yo, man, this is a wild 2019 for you, man. I've been following, from the top. You got married this year, right?
Yes, sir.
And then you just did was it the VMAs?
VMAs. I did the
You did
VMAs,
the
Lil
VMA.
Nas X. I choreographed for MC Hammer's tour this year. I did a couple of
Will
pieces
Smith.
for TLC. I just finished working with Will Smith.
So let's talk about Big Willie style real quick. How you know Big Philly and Big Willie. You know what I'm saying? We straight up.
Will's company, Westbrook, reached out to me, and they were curious, about my work, and they didn't, put me in the green light yet. They didn't say they were going to work with me yet, but they were just wanted me to send over some samples of my work and everything like that. And we kept doing a lot of back and forth, and and during this process, I knew that I could potentially work with Will Smith. It was never really solid, but ended up, talking with the management, and they ended up booking me, man. And it turns out that Will wanted to drop some social media pieces, which makes sense, with me involved because I'm all about that. Um, and yeah, so we ended up doing like a funny video. Choreography was not that hard at all. It was actually really easy. But I got to meet him, and that was like my third time meeting him. But that was the first time I was able to work with him on one, and yeah, man, it was a great experience. Shout out to Westbrook. Shout out to Don.
Did you get a chance to pick his brain?
No, I was really afraid to, but he
The mind
he
of Will
honestly
Smith.
sat down and talked to the entire. He spoke to the entire team that was there and gave like a little motivational speech, and he knows everyone wants to pick his brain, but he just does it for us.
Yeah, it's almost impossible to like sit down with him. Obviously, that's pretty dope, man. That's pretty dope. So yeah, man. So you've been all over. Your Instagram is buzzing. Like crazy, man. And what I just finished speaking at the I Dance for a Cure, and with Krisha, and they have that event every year. And what was amazing to me, the kids there, man, like they were so engaged into what we were talking about. And I would like for you to like kind of like let's expand it a little bit, because basically what I went in there to do was to give them not just motivation but to empower them, because most students or most dancers, they get upset if they don't get an audition, if they don't make the audition, or if they don't make the cut for a certain job, and that can be discouraging. They can fall into some type of depression, anxiety, different things that go along with, the whole mental health issue type of thing. And, you have turned it into like a brand. Like you're now like the Phil Wright, like you're third person now. You're not even Phil Wright no more. You third person. You like the Phil Wright. You know what I'm saying? Like The Rock or somebody. And so it's like you've turned it into a brand. Like you're not the worker, you're the actual brand. And what
Yeah,
I
I mean,
gave them
I
was
think it's I I I knew as I was, working more and more in the industry that I had to turn my name into a household name. It was important for me to do that, and it was important for me to build that, think as an entrepreneur, it's like as an entrepreneur, you have to set, and it's not like an ego thing. You really have to put yourself as a priority in this industry, in this world. And you have to it's like, remember The Rock when he was, at WWE? He always talked to himself. He always talked to the newscaster in third person. Like he talked about himself,
right.
And that as an example, for me, I felt like treating yourself as important as you think that you can be in this world magnifies the attention that you get within the world. You understand what I'm saying? So the fact that The Rock was talking to himself in third person automatically put him on this platform and on this pedestal for him to be great.
Right.
You may look at it from an egotistical mindset, but that will only come and go just as fast as you thought of him being negative about himself. That will be like a whiff.
Right.
But the long-term effect which will be on a grander scale, will be him being this great mogul, this great title, this great household name. And that's just an example, but I knew for the time that I'm going to be here, I needed to incorporate my name, which I did. I got my name incorporated. I got under my corporation, I trademarked the Parent Jam, which I created. And a lot of things needed to be done on paper, and a lot of us don't do anything on paper. We just say we create this and we done this and we done that, and it's not enough. We need to put that on black and white and become a little bit more smarter about, showing receipts, if you will.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
absolutely.
saying? So yeah, that's basically how I would see it.
That's so dope, man. Yeah, I think that, dancers in today's age, especially, a lot of us need to think, more on a grander scale to make the brand. You are the brand.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like you're pretty much an independent contractor. You are a business at the end of the day. And a lot of us don't, they're made to feel, if we keeping it 100, they're made to feel like they're not. I said dancers, I said workers come a dime a dozen, but a brand can last a lifetime.
Absolutely.
You can always get workers. Anybody can get a worker. I can go get a job at FedEx or something like that.
There's nothing wrong with any of that. You know what I mean?
Right.
But for me, I'm looking to leave a thumbprint in the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, and if that means me working at Ralph's and bagging groceries for the rest of my life, guess what? I'm gonna be remembered. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I will be remembered as the best grocery bagger in the United States of America. You know what I'm saying? So whichever or whatever you do, you have to make sure that you maximize on your opportunities, because we all know that tomorrow isn't promised.
Tomorrow isn't promised, and it's so important, to reiterate that all the time. And it's like you got to take today by the horns, and I think that it's important that you know, and I stand behind you, brother, you know, on this, at pushing the positivity, especially to this next generation, or not even next, they're now, you know, we need to stop saying next when they already here. So it's like, you know, I think that's important. Like if you're gonna be bagging, and listen, I used to bag groceries too. Like that was one of my first jobs. I used to work at ShopRite.
Bag groceries, cut lawns, wash cars, cut hair. What you need?
Right.
I used to do it all.
Yeah. Right. Just do whatever you can. You know what I'm saying? I used to pick up trash. Yeah.
You know what? During that time, that was everything for me. When I was cutting hair, I couldn't wait for the next person to sit in my chair to go ahead and cut some hair. Like that was everything for me. And whatever I was doing at that current moment, I needed to and wanted to maximize on whatever I was doing. Like I wanted to be the absolute best at it with no questions asked. When I was working at McDonald's on the grill, I wanted to be the guy to flip the quarter pounders. Okay, bring the quarter pounders. Like that's mine. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Bring them on.
It's vital for whoever and whomever is doing whatever they're doing to maximize on it. Absolutely.
Awesome, brother. Yeah. Word. Yeah. So check it. We got about 30 seconds left. Got it. Give the people, where can they find you and what's coming up next?
Look, this is your boy Phil Wright. You can follow me on Instagram at Phil_Wright_. You can also follow my brand, which is called The Parent Jam. You also follow me on YouTube, which is crazy right now. DANZE Machine. And we got a lot of great things coming up. We just announced on the Ellen DeGeneres show that the Parent Jam class model will be going to Disney Channel early 2020. And I just dropped that on your show just now.
Let's go, baby.
Yeah. Early 2020. The Parent Jam will be also known as the Fam Jam on Disney Channel. So make sure you guys be on the lookout for that. And yeah, man, we're looking out here to change the world and add a little bit more positivity to the world.
That's so awesome, brother. I'm proud of you, man. I thank you for coming on to the show, you know, and keep doing what you're doing, brother. This is so awesome. Like, I love watching your stuff. My wife loves watching your stuff, you know what I mean? And I can't wait to, you know, to get up in one of them Parent Jams. I'm going to bring Christian along with me.
Oh, yeah. That'll be one. That's a viral video right there, baby.
That's right there. We going in, brother. We going in.
I appreciate you, Kenny.
Yes, sir. So everyone that has been watching, we thank you so much for joining us on the episode of the Clutchvision podcast. If you would like, please follow us on Instagram at kennyclutch_, on YouTube, kennyclutchspeaks, or go to our website, www.kennyclutchspeaks.com. You can also donate to our Cancer Foundation, 21K Foundation. And you can also donate to the podcast on our Patreon page, which will be in the description below. We thank you. We love you. And when we change the mind, we change the game. See y'all next time. Peace.